We shouldn't be asking when full-fledged authoritarianism will arrive in the United States, because in many ways it's already here. Look at what the Trump administration has done recently. The Department of Justice is investigating ACLU. The Federal Trade Commission is targeting media matters. The Department of Homeland Security is scrutinizing Harvard University, and the executive branch is going after law firms allied with Democrats. Meanwhile, the FBI is arresting liberal judges and threatening others, and a U.S. attorney is charging a Democratic lawmaker. The real question is, who is standing up to this? Harvard deserves credit for resisting while many other universities have given in. The Trump administration attempted to shut down Harvard's independence by demanding access to student records, including a sweeping audit of political views of students and faculty, and efforts to block the university's diversity programs. Most shockingly, the administration revoked Harvard's ability to sponsor international students for the 2025-2026 academic year, labeling nearly 27% of its student body, international students, as unlawfully present and subject to immediate deportation. This raises serious concerns about where these students might be sent, as the administration has been deporting people to dangerous countries such as El Salvador, South Sudan, and Libya, often under harsh and even torturous conditions. In response, Harvard sent a powerful letter to its international community, condemning the government's actions as unlawful and retaliatory, threatening the futures of thousands of students and scholars, and warning other institutions about the dangers of government overreach. Harvard also filed a lawsuit arguing that these moves weaponize foreign students in an unconstitutional attack on the university's First Amendment rights. Notably, the government does not accuse Harvard of any legal violations, but the lawsuit highlights how this is a political effort to punish dissent. It's important to recognize that many successful U.S. startups are led by foreign-born CEOs who studied at schools like Harvard, underscoring the broader impact of these policies. David Weigel, a reporter at Semaphore who covers the creeping authoritarianism in the U.S., notes the administration's tactic of scapegoating immigrants, using policies that hurt Americans by cutting programs like Medicaid while targeting immigrants as political pawns. Harvard's attorneys argue that the administration's broad requests for protest-related information on campus violate constitutional protections like the First Amendment, due process, and administrative law. While some may cheer the government's tough stance, the reality is complex and likely costly to taxpayers, who may end up funding Harvard's legal defense. Politically, this all ties into the America First nationalist agenda, which portrays opponents and elite institutions as enemies, caring more about immigrants than ordinary Americans. This stands in stark contrast to Trump's earlier campaign promise, when he suggested talented foreign students should be rewarded with green cards. Upon graduation, a statement later walked back by his team. The current policies threaten thousands of lives and reflect a sharp departure from past rhetoric, highlighting the deep contradictions and political gamesmanship at play. The elite students who come to this campus are now in a state of uncertainty, being told to apply elsewhere or change travel plans they hadn't budgeted for. This is the opposite of attracting talent. While some conservative voices criticize Ivy League schools for being woke or too focused on diversity, the reality is that many of these international students are engaged in high-level research crucial to the country's innovation. Grants for this research are now being cut, threatening decades of progress built over 70 years through the Foreign Student Program. Politically, Republicans find it safe to claim they care more about American citizens than immigrants, with factions within the party openly supporting policies that remove talented immigrants from the country without regard to whether this hurts U.S. innovation or economy. This contradicts earlier promises from Trump's campaign to welcome skilled foreign graduates with green cards, showing a sharp reversal in approach. The current crackdown aligns with an authoritarian mindset, akin to what might be condemned if happening in Canada, France, or the UK, yet it often goes unchallenged here. This move is also tied to a larger budget bill that will disproportionately harm Trump's own base in red states, reducing benefits like Medicaid and SNAP while masking these actions with harsh immigration policies. Officials openly flaunt this harsh stance, with some even posting dismissive messages online, while Trump seemingly ignores the fallout by golfing and maintaining a detached public persona. The pattern of provocative moves followed by market turbulence and last-minute deals continues, and seasoned observers caution not to be surprised by such tactics, given the clear plans laid out by conservative groups before this administration took power. While some of these executive actions may be overturned, the administration wields the immense power of the federal government, the Department of Justice, and the security state, using vast resources to push its agenda aggressively, often with little regard for legal or democratic norms. Many conservatives justify their aggressive legal actions as vengeance against Democrats, claiming it's retaliation for investigations and policies they oppose, such as Letitia James's probes into Trump or the DOJ's scrutiny of pro-life groups. Unlike previous administrations that kept such motivations behind closed doors, this administration is unusually open about its tit-for-tat strategy, openly using government power to target opponents' reputations, even when cases lack solid legal grounds. For example, Ed Martin, who shifted roles from U.S. attorney to pardon attorney, admitted they aim to draw attention to alleged wrongdoing even if they can't secure convictions, a tactic that undermines fundamental legal principles and risks costly settlements for defamation. Officials like DHS Secretary Kristi Nunes appear unapologetic and dismissive, while judges have expressed frustration at the haphazard nature of these legal efforts. Despite likely legal reversals, this aggressive approach resonates politically with the Republican base, who see it as a fight against the left and a way to energize supporters through media coverage, even though it burdens defendants with costly, prolonged legal battles. The broader political strategy is to distract from controversial policies like Medicaid cuts by focusing public anger on immigrants and elites, a tactic that Republicans embrace openly. This hardline, retaliatory style of politics would be recognized as authoritarian if seen elsewhere, but here it's normalized. At MAGA Pulse, we emphasize the importance of understanding these dynamics and staying informed. For more in-depth analysis and updates on how these political and legal battles unfold, check out Semaphore's newsletter and stay tuned to MAGA Pulse for ongoing coverage. Thanks for being with us. Don't forget to subscribe and support our mission to bring you clear, honest news.